Every team has things go wrong for them throughout the season. It happens. But here are the worst of the worst. Another thrilling NFL season is in the books, so it's time to reflect on the worst of the worst from 2021. Every NFL team committed at least a handful of ridiculous bloopers, blunders, and decisions that left us totally baffled. Here's a look at every NFL team's worst play from the 2021 season. Arizona Cardinals, AJ Green doesn't turn around. The Cardinals were one play away from taking down the Green Bay Packers and moving to 8-0 on the season. Worst case scenario, they'd kick an easy field goal to force overtime, facing a second and goal situation in the waning seconds. Kyler Murray took the snap and threw a pass in the direction of AJ Green. The only problem, the perennial Pro Bowler didn't bother to turn around, allowing Rasul Douglas to pick off the pass and seal the victory for the Packers. Atlanta Falcons, how to gift wrap a pick six. Look, we know the game was over at this point. It wasn't a play that cost the Falcons a game in the final minutes or anything. But what in the world did Josh Rosen see here that prompted him to gift a pick six to Kyle Van Noy? Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson's goal line fumble. In football, few mistakes are as agonizing as fumbling near the opposition's goal line. You're a yard or two away from scoring, and someone goes and coughs up the ball to cost their team an easy 7 points. Let's just say this was an incredibly uncharacteristic mistake by Ravens QB Lamar Jackson. Lucky for Lamar, the Ravens ended up winning the game in overtime. Buffalo Bills Josh Allen's silly pick. Allen proved that his 2020 breakout season was no fluke, guiding the Bills to a second straight AFC East division title. But he still made the occasional mistake that was reminiscent of his 2018 rookie year. For instance, this careless interception that he threw to Richard Sherman in Week 14 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You just gotta take that sack, man. Carolina Panthers. What is this, Sam Darnold? The number 3 pick of the 2018 NFL Draft was unable to find his footing with the Panthers. Darnold struggled following a promising 3-0 start and led to Carolina's 4th straight losing season. Darnold just couldn't get past the mind-numbing turnovers that we saw all too often with the New York Jets. This interception was truly something else. It pretty much summed up the play of the Panthers quarterbacks all season long. Chicago Bears. Catch-reception. The Bears went from 8 wins and a wild card berth to a forgettable 6-11 season in 1 year, and it led to the dismissal of GM Ryan Pace and head coach Matt Nagy. As usual, the Bears were plagued by horrendous quarterback play. This unfortunate interception against the Cardinals was a fitting summary of their season. Only the Bears would get a bad break like that. Cincinnati Bengals. JaMarr Chase's rookie mistake. Let's make this clear. JaMarr Chase had the greatest rookie season ever for a wide receiver. Still, you can't help but laugh at the Bengals' young phenom after this costly blooper against the Los Angeles Chargers. From a big-time catch and a potential touchdown to a gifted interception. Cleveland Browns. Trickery fail. Rule number 1 on a trick play. If it's not going to work the way you draw it up, at least don't turn the ball over. In typical Cleveland Browns fashion, however, that all-too-important moment was missed. Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, big no-no. Dak Prescott was one of the NFL's top quarterbacks of 2021, leading the Cowboys back to the postseason for the first time in 3 years. But even the best of the very best have mind-numbing mistakes. It happens. The good news for Prescott here is that Dallas still cruised to a win. But you gotta ask yourself what he was seeing on this pick 6 against Washington. Denver Broncos. Melvin Gordon's fumble goes for 6. The Denver Broncos were on the verge of getting their first win over the rival Kansas City Chiefs in 6 years. As a bonus, a victory over KC would have been a dent in the Chiefs' bid for a top 2 seed in the AFC. Leading by 1 point midway through the 3rd quarter in the KC red zone, Melvin Gordon was handed the ball on the 2nd and 2 situation, but the veteran running back fumbled, and Chiefs rookie Nick Bolton scooped the loose ball and took it to the house for the game-winning score. Of all times and places to fumble, so much for playing spoiler in the season finale. Detroit Lions. Jared Goff's fumbled snap. File this under 1 in a million. We've seen plenty of botched snaps that led to a safety or a fumble recovery in the past. But a botched snap that somehow winds up as an interception? Now that's something else. In case you're wondering, this was in fact ruled a fumble and not an interception. Either way, it sure was ugly. Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers pick seals Week 1 loss. Aaron Rodgers had another historically incredible season, throwing 37 touchdowns against only 4 interceptions. And 2 of those picks came in their Week 1 blowout loss to the New Orleans Saints. We have one of them here, and it came at a rather costly time, with the Packers in the red zone trailing by 14. The game pretty much got out of hand after this interception by Paulson Adebo. These are the types of mistakes that we don't see very often from Aaron Rodgers. But hey, everyone makes mistakes. Houston Texans, how not to punt. In case you're wondering, no, this was not a blocked punt by the Patriots. Poor Cameron Johnson just kicked it right off his own teammate. And a sad footnote to this blunder, the Texans didn't score again after that. New England rallied for 16 unanswered points to take down the mistake-prone Texans. Indianapolis Colts, Carson Wentz shovel pass interception. Carson Wentz was the main focal point of criticism for the Colts in 2021. The team gambled on the former Philadelphia Eagles superstar, and it didn't pay off in year one. Wentz cut down on his turnovers, but there were still more brain cramps than you'd like to see, such as this shovel pass interception against the San Francisco 49ers. Jacksonville Jaguars, flea picker. Jaguars rookie quarterback Trevor Lawrence forgot the golden rule for quarterbacks on this play. Do not throw off your back foot. And to make matters worse, he was trying to force this pass that Byron Murphy easily picked off and returned to the house for 6. Kansas City Chiefs, CEH's costly fumble in Baltimore. When you're in a position where you just need to melt the clock before bringing out your kicker to win the game, the job is simple. Whatever you do not fumble the ball. The Chiefs were about to bring out Harrison Butker for a game-winning attempt against the Ravens in Week 3. That was until second-year back Clyde Edwards-Helaire committed the big-time no-no and coughed up the football. Baltimore's ball, and they iced the game from there. Las Vegas Raiders, Derek Carr's arm punt. You don't see what we call an arm punt too often, but poor Derek Carr was just trying to make a play happen while under duress. Still, he probably would have been better off just taking the sack there. I'm sure Daniel Sorensen's not complaining. He'll take that free pick all day. Los Angeles Chargers gambling and losing to Vegas. On one hand, you gotta admire Brandon Staley's aggressiveness throughout his first season as the head coach, going for it on 4th down with all those superstars on offense. Why not? If you're going to go for it on 4th and 1 deep in your own territory in a must-win game, you gotta hope for something better than this. Nothing worse than losing 2 yards when you only needed to gain 1. Los Angeles Rams, just take the sack, Matt. Sure, if it's 4th down or the final play of the game, sometimes you just have to heave a desperate pass and hope for the best. But when your team is leading and it's early in the second quarter and you're deep in your own territory, maybe don't get overly cute with the low percentage throws. Matthew Stafford apparently shifted into rookie mode during this boneheaded play. Miami Dolphins, too bad for Tua. There are still many questions surrounding Tua Tagovailoa as he heads into year 3. Can he be a franchise quarterback? The jury's still out. The fact that he led the Dolphins to win in 8 of their last 9 games is certainly promising. But then there are times when he makes throws like this one. That's got to be one of the worst throws of the 2021 season. Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins' awful interception. This is what you get with Kirk Cousins, a guy who will play like a Pro Bowl quarterback one week, then make all these mind-numbing mistakes the next week. Cousins probably gets more criticism than he deserves. But seriously, what in the world was he trying to do with this throw? Did he want Mike Zimmer to consider benching him or what? New England Patriots, extra point botch. Not that we're advising NFL teams to commit blunders at any given moment, but if there is a time and place for it, how about when you're up 50-3 against the league's worst team with 7 minutes remaining? Still, this extra point in garbage time was bad enough that it takes the Pats' top spot as the worst play from their season. New Orleans Saints, fake punt debacle. Sometimes a fake special teams play goes so awry that it leaves us all wondering, if you're gonna go for it, why not just send out your offense? Such a question came up when New Orleans attempted to catch the Bills off guard with this awful fake punt on Thanksgiving Day. New York Giants, Joe Judge's ultra-conservative QB sneak. It wasn't a game-losing blooper or anything, but it's hard to think of a bigger insult to the offense than having your own coach ask you to run a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 9 in a game where you have nothing to lose. No wonder Joe Judge was canned a few days later. New York Jets, Zach Wilson's failed QB sneak. The Jets were 2 yards away from pulling off a stunning upset over the defending champion Bucks. You can't hate Big Rob's call to try to ice the game by going for it on 4th down here. But you can definitely hate the embarrassing play call. A QB sneak with a rookie against one of the league's best rush defenses when you need 2 yards. And with that, Tom Brady capitalized on the Jets' mistake and found Grayson for the game-winning touchdown in the final seconds. Just your classic boneheaded play from the Jets. Philadelphia Eagles. Easy catch turned into interception. What should have been the easiest catch of Dallas Goedert's life turned into not just a drop, but a wild interception from the Washington football team. The Eagles went on to win that game anyway. But still, gimme catches like that are not supposed to result in turnovers. Pittsburgh Steelers, fake field goal fail. You know what we said earlier about teams being better off throwing their offense out onto the field for a 4th down play, rather than running a fake punt? Well, here's another one of those instances. In this case, the Steelers called a fake field goal pass for kicker Chris Boswell. To make matters worse, Boswell got injured on the play and left the game with a concussion. And so Mike Tomlin was hopefully reminded to never try a play like that again. He's fortunate the Steelers wound up winning that game without their kicker. San Francisco 49ers, Deebo Samuels fumble. The 49ers almost blew a 41-17 lead over the hapless Lions, with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. After Detroit cut the lead to 8, the 49ers recovered the onside kick and seemingly put the game away. Except superstar wideout Deebo Samuel fumbled right after picking up a first down that would have iced the game. Fortunately for Samuel, the 49ers D held on to close things out. But man, just go down and call it a day next time. Seattle Seahawks, Gino Smith's fumble in overtime. Gino Smith filled in admirably for an injured Russell Wilson during the Seahawks' Week 6 road game against the Steelers. Smith made just enough plays to help force overtime, and he had the ball in his hands with a chance to win it. But TJ Watt was having none of that. The loss dropped Seattle to 2-4 on the year, and they really never recovered en route to their first losing season in 10 years. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just take a knee, Tom. We don't care if you're the GOAT. When there's 26 seconds left before halftime and you're backed up inside your own 10-yard line, just take a knee. You shouldn't question Tom Brady very often, but why he and Bruce Arians agreed to this play call goes beyond our imagination. Seriously, Tom, you're so much better than that. I mean, you are. Tennessee Titans. What you doing, Ryan Tannehill? Another situation that left us wondering what exactly the quarterback was seeing. The Texans stunned the AFC top-seeded Titans in Week 11 thanks to 4 interceptions from Ryan Tannehill. Of those 4 interceptions, this one was the absolute worst. Washington football team. Missed tackle galore. This one doesn't fall entirely on Tyler Heineke. The interception was just a great play by DeMarcus Lawrence. But the pick 6 claims the spot on our list because we have a tough time comprehending how so many Washington players could miss a tackle on a guy who doesn't exactly display lightning quick speed. I guess that's why they all play offense rather than defense. Did we get your favorite team's worst play right? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, we're on everything. Go subscribe, go follow. Of course, if you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click down below and subscribe to DPS. We post videos every day, every day's in a video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.